The United States government is always at least 50 years ahead of the general public and consumer market as far as technological advancements are concerned. They've been saying that for a long time. So I want to say that's wildly inaccurate. I want to say, based off of my own research, at the very least, we're 150 years behind. And that could even, I might even extend that just double it. So let's say 300 years. We're 300 years behind what the government's capabilities are. It's even more. If they have UFOs, they are in another dimension of technological advancement, right? Okay, so they tell you 50 years so that you have this idea in your head that the government cares about you and that they're trying to improve your life experience and that they're constantly breaking us off and keeping us within this 50-year range, right? Well, again, wildly inaccurate, because if you do some research, look up Delgado. Delgado is a matador, and he's one of the first doctors to implement technology that was already around. We'd already had the technology. He's just one of the few people that, as far as public domain is concerned, he's the first one to do it. And this Delgado's, he tried this mind control technology assisted stuff on animals first, right? But he was so successful in doing this technologically assisted mind control on animals that, it was so successful as a matador on bulls, making them charge, run, or stop on a dime, or turn right or turn left, and maybe some other controls. But that's what you're told. That's what they're letting you know was available. That's what they're releasing to you as available at that time, right? Okay, so apparently matadors were not actually doing their job. If you had a really good matador, that guy was cheating hardcore. It was not what you were presented. You know, if you buy a ticket, how many things were like that back in the day? I mean, it's very strange, because you, at the same time, you did have snake charmers, and apparently, as far as the research I've done, the snake charmer, that's real. But there's things that are not what it seems. I'm gonna have to do some research, because now I'm trying to think of like what would show that snake charming is not actually what it's portrayed to be. That I've yet to see any information that goes against snake charming. I have only seen information that would suggest that snake charming is done with meditation and the mind, right? So you like lock in and form a relationship of some kind with the mind of the snake, which is real intense. Supposedly that is the same thing that bullfighters would do, or matadors, right? I mean, it was the idea that this matador can connect with the brain of the bull and actively stay connected with the brain of the bull and be able to manipulate or stay ahead one step, you know? So that is a very interesting point to bring it to, is that snake charming, as far as I'm concerned, is real, but there's potential, unless you can show me a story where the person had done something similar to what Delgado has done to bulls for matador bullfighting. If there's evidence of somebody using mind control in order to do snake charming, then go ahead and post that in the comment section, and I will try to make a video on that. But just great examples of things shown to you under one light. You know, one actually is, maybe not. maybe you have to go look into that and see what the deal is. But then the other one is definitely an example of something fed or presented to you in a certain manner or light, but is totally different and is not at all what you think it is. So with CGI, photo editing, all of this computer nonsense, fake news, there's so many things that people can just make look a certain way, even if they just stage an event, right? Like I saw a video of this guy charging a lead singer in the middle of a concert, a live performance, and then the lead singer sees him, and then the guy runs up to him, and instead of assuming he wants a hug, he ducks down, and then the fan like dives into him, and because he ducks, he was able to slide a punch in and knocks the dude in the face, and the dude just knocks out instantly and lays out on the stage, and they peel the guy off. Lead singer just carries on with the song, and it's this epic video, like, oh man, that must be one of the most hardcore lead singers of all time to just be in the middle of a song and so into the vibe that he just read this fan so clear cut and knew he's going in for a punch, and dodges the punch in the middle like perfect, didn't even have to stop his lyrics, knocks the dude out, and then bam, perfect in time to keep singing and just be like, yeah, blah blah. So you're initially given this idea that this is the most badass lead singer that can just see things coming one step ahead like a matador, right? Okay, well, the whole thing's staged. You can just go through the comments. Like, this video was so viral. It's like the most seen punch in the entire world, right? That's because it's way too perfect. Like, the dude trying to punch, it's, like if you honestly wanted to knock a lead singer out, you would wait for them to be like in the middle of lyrics or something, and just, if you're going to go up and do a sucker punch. It's too perfect. But there's so many things like that. So CGI being crazy, government's willing to say we're 50 years behind. If you talk to people and you do your own actual research, you can find out at the very least we're 150 years behind. Most likely 300, but that's just from my ultimate research. And from what I can't prove and I can't tell you, but like I said, if we have UFOs, if that's actually on the table, even if that's not on the table, we're possibly 500 years to 1,000 ahead, even without UFOs. If we have UFOs, they're in another dimension. It's not even the same, which I think is where we're at. It feels like that's where we're at. But as far as like factually going and digging all this stuff up, at least 150, because it's not like mind control stuff is sold at the local spy shop where you can go buy video cameras, inside of a coffee mug or your eyeglasses, whatever. They don't sell that stuff yet, and it's been around for over 150 years. 150 years, that stuff has publicly been known about and used, right? Scary stuff. The reason I bring that up is because HARPA and DARPA, those things are real. The fact that they control weather, that's also been publicly available information. Almost that's been publicly available for a long time. How long? Dang. Almost as long as the mind control stuff. I don't know what year they finally released information about Delgado. It does not seem like Delgado's information was just out there on the table as soon as he did it. I really think that Delgado was only released in the recent years. I don't even think if you were a doctor and you got into hardcore medical school and were really into studying your profession, I don't think you would come across Delgado. But now